Hey guys, what's going on? We are finally live. I don't know what happened last night. Well, I know what happened. My internet was being a pain. It didn't want to work correctly, and got a guy come out this morning. Says he's fixed everything. Should be good to go for the next hour or so. So let's talk everything WWE TLC. MBT, nice to see you in the chat. IG88, I see you're here in the chat as well. Jay Allen, what's going on? Let's send this tweet out. Say we're live. Alright. Let's start populating the chat here. Get you guys all in here ready to go. Then we'll start talking TLC. Alright, so before we do our full recap, waiting for people to come in here on the live stream, let's see what you guys thought of TLC last night. What was your favorite match? What was your least favorite match? What did you dislike about the show? What did you really like about the show? Let me know in the chat. Alright. Dylan, I hope I say your last name right. Lauran says, what's up? What's up, Dylan? MBT, good for me to be honest, because I'll be able to watch. Alright. No Laura says TLC last night was awesome. It was good. It was really two good matches, a couple okay matches, and a match that really seemed like it took forever to really get going, and I don't think it ever really did get going. And I'm going to talk about that when I run down the card here. Let's see what else you guys are saying in the chat. Jay Allen said, I feel your pain on the internet problems. Yeah, I usually don't have too big of issues with my internet, but for some reason it just, my upload speed wasn't any good last night, and apparently there's an issue in my whole area, so hopefully they can get it fixed in time so we can live stream after Roadblock as well. No Laura says AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose TLC was an awesome match. Yes, it was. It was probably one of the better matches those two have had together. Alright. Jay Allen says, I liked AJ Ambrose the best till the idiot interfered. Oh, talking about James Ellsworth. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Well, there's going to be a lot of spoiler alerts here if you haven't seen the show yet. Alright. So, question. Do you guys actually watch the pre-show? We had a 10-man tag team match. It was Apollo Crews, American Alpha, and the Hype Bros taking on Kurt Hawkins, the Ascension, and the Vaudevillains. Did anybody even watch this match? I watched it because I watched the whole thing. Most of the times I don't actually see the pre-show match, but I actually did this time. MBT says, AJ vs. Dean was amazing. That ending had me shook as I waked every person in the house at 4 a.m. with my screaming. Nice. MBT, Queen Alexa is the champ. OMG. I think she's going to do well as SmackDown Women's Champion. I think it was the right move to do, putting the title on Alexa Bliss. And Becky's been the champ for what? 4 months now. She got the title Backlash. It's been about 3 or 4 months. So I think it was time for a slight change. But Jay Allen said he did watch a little of the pre-show. It was hit or miss on the pre-show because we didn't even know the match was coming ahead of time because they didn't announce anything for the pre-show. It was just we're watching Renee Young's out there with Booker T, Rosenberg and Bryan, and then they said, hey, by the way, there's going to be a 10-man tag. So it came out of nowhere, but we expect at least one whatever match on the pre-show. So, all right, Banu Prakash just subscribed. Thank you for the subscription. Dice Money Fireflame says American Alpha should have won them titles. I have no problem with Wyatt, but he needs to be in the main event. I think what they're doing is they're trying to build up the tag team division on SmackDown. I understand where they're going with it. They wanted to put it on some heels because American Alpha, if they're going to chase anybody with the tag titles, it would be heels. So either, the Usos or Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. So it was a good move. I feel like it was the right move for them to do. I'm still skeptical on the whole Bray Wyatt Randy Orton thing. Or for them to put a heel team as the champions and then have American Alpha challenge. Because American Alpha did get the win in the pre-show match. So Dylan says the championship match, if James win, the company is doomed. Oh, man. Who really thinks James Ellsworth is going to win this Tuesday? This Tuesday night on SmackDown Live, it will be AJ Styles versus James Ellsworth with the championship on the line yet again. Alright, chat's going good. Gonna start running this down. Before I do start, I would like to say, if you would like to donate to our channel, there is a link in the description where you can donate to help us grow and do more here on YouTube, and I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Also, if you want, you can go to our TeePublic page and get a Pro Wrestling Unlimited T-shirt. But let's start running down TLC. So like I said, started off with a 10-man tag on the pre-show, and I'm just going to give you the winners. It was Apollo Crews, American Alpha, and the Hype Bros going over Kurt Hawkins, the Ascension, and the VOD Villains. Apollo Crews looked really good in this match, and I liked the spot when they teased it was Kurt Hawkins in the ring, Zack Ryder was in the ring, and, they were a tag team before. They were tag team champions together. First, they were the Major Brothers on the WWE's version of ECW, and then they were the Edge Heads on SmackDown with Edge. So, hey, I liked that little bit. And then they plugged John Cena will be hosting SNL this weekend. But then the show kicked off with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton challenging Heath Slater and Rhino for the WWE's SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Randy Orton, as always, came out with huge ovation from the crowd. As the crowd, it's like anybody, no matter if you're heel or face, once you've been around for so long and the people just appreciate you, you're going to always get cheered. It's like with The Rock. Whether he was a heel his last run in 2003 or not, he still got cheered because everybody loved him. Same thing with John Cena. You got people that cheer him, you got boo him, but people appreciate what Cena does. So it's these guys that they've been around for so long, you just have to cheer them. But I feel like this was a really good match, and it started off different as most Heath Slater and Rhino matches, as Rhino actually started off the match this time when Heath Slater is usually the one to start it off. And that got my mind triggering a little bit, saying, does that mean Rhino is actually going to get the loss? But match started off, like I said, it was Rhino starting off the match. Slater tagged in rather quickly, and Wyatt quickly took control of the match. After Rhino made a hot tag, Orton saved Bray from a shoulder tackle, and Harper saved Orton from a gore, taking the gore on the outside. So all three Wyatt members, they worked well together in this, I guess, tag team match. And let me finish this match, and I have a speculation on Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Randy Orton together. Let's keep this going. Match was only about 6 minutes or so long. It wasn't that long of a match, but in the end, it looked as if Rhino and Bray Wyatt were going for the finish, and Randy Orton swooped in, hit an RKO on Rhino, and Rhino got pinned, crowning new SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. Now, where my speculation comes in is we see Luke Harper come in the ring with both titles, give one to Bray, give one to Randy, they pose, and then they take them and they give both titles back to Luke Harper. I think these three are going to be like the New Day on Raw, whereas any combination of these three will be able to defend the championships at any time. So, like on Raw, you usually see Big E in there, and then most of the time it's Kofi, but sometimes it's Xavier with the titles on the line. So, I feel it's going to be Randy always in the match, and then most of the time probably Bray, and then Luke Harper sometimes gets the, you know, match as well. But Rhino, Heath Slater, sorry, but I think they're maybe going to get a rematch on like a SmackDown and be done. I don't see this team going really anywhere in the near future as far as the tag team itself. See what you guys are saying in the chat. A lot of you are talking about the main event and James Ellsworth screwing Dean Ambrose. MBT says if Ellsworth wins, I'd move back to watching Raw and skipping SmackDown. No Laura says James Ellsworth has made the list. What I'm going to do for Christmas. Beat up James Ellsworth. Anyone else? I'm with you right there. Actually, I don't know. I liked what James Ellsworth actually did last night. You know, turning on Dean Ambrose and thinking he did nothing wrong. So, MBT says AJ Styles is the greatest wrestler of all time. Now, I don't know about of all time, because in my opinion and in most people's opinion, greatest wrestler of all time has to be Shawn Michaels and then Ric Flair right there. Almost tied for best, but Shawn's just a little bit better, but that's just my opinion. AJ, though, best professional wrestler in the world 2014, 15, and 16 for sure. IG88, welcome back to the chat. Alright, next match we had was the no disqualification match, Nikki Bella versus Carmella. About a 7 or 8 minute match. Nothing major really took place in this match. Like I said, in this match, nothing major took place. We'll get to that in a second. But really it was Carmella, I guess, got control early, it seemed like. And then they started brawling back and forth until it got to the outside. They started fighting on the outside. Nikki took control and jumped up on the barricade. And then she was standing with her back towards Carmella, and the first thing that popped in my head was, oh crap. Don't tell me she's going to try and do a moonsault. She is not Charlotte. Do not do this. And she didn't. She ended up going for that, I guess, diving kick that she sometimes does in the ring. So that laid out Carmella. Match went on for a little bit longer until Nikki Bella got a fire extinguisher, started spraying Carmella with a fire extinguisher for way too long, and she wasn't even like spraying her to try and make her all discombobulated. She was mostly getting her in the legs and the lower half of her body, so it didn't even really do anything to Carmella. But in the end, she hit the Rack Attack 2.0, which they're calling it, which is it's really just a TKO, and got the win. But the interesting part about this was the promo Carmella came out with afterwards. After the match, Carmella got on the mic and was like, Nikki, you think you're so smart, and you think you've saved yourself, and you think you've evened the playing field. But Carmella said that she wasn't the one that attacked Nikki Bella at Survivor Series. She wasn't the one that laid her out before the women's match. It was her Total Divas buddy, Natalya. Nikki Bella had this look on her face like, yeah, whatever, okay, I don't believe you. And all the fans already knew it was Natalya. Like, no joke. Everybody already knew Carmella, so. We then had a backstage interview where Dasha asked Daniel Bryan about the upcoming Intercontinental Championship match. He said that yes, unfortunately, he would like to see The Miz come out loser. And then The Miz showed up and said, I knew it, Daniel. I knew you've never liked me. I knew you've always conspired against me. And Miz went on to have a great match. It was The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler in a ladder match. And the match started off hot. Maurice remained at ringside for the whole match. They didn't kick her out or anything. And early on in the match, there was dueling chants. Let's go Ziggler, let's go Miz. Let's go Ziggler, let's go Miz. So Miz placed a ladder on Ziggler in the corner and did the Daniel Bryan running spot about halfway through the match or so. He drop kicked the ladder right into Ziggler's face. Ziggler tossed the ladder back at him. Miz smashed Ziggler's knee into the ladder a few times and then wrapped his leg and put him in a figure four inside the ladder. Like, how do I explain this if you didn't see it? Dolph Ziggler was sandwiched in the ring, his lower half of the body. Miz then took one leg, pulled it through the rungs of the ladder, and then locked in a figure four. Probably one of the more brutal figure fours I've ever seen. Of course, can't tap out in a ladder match. Ziggler fought back and tried for a super kick, but his leg just gave out, and Miz hit with a skull-crushing finale onto the ladder. Miz tried to climb the ladder and grab the title, but Ziggler pulled the ladder out from under the Miz. Miz was dangling before finally awkwardly falling on his leg down to the mat below. Ziggler with one leg tried hopping up the ladder, but Miz caught him and hit him with a slingshot powerbomb into another ladder, which was placed between the ropes in the corner. They set up two ladders side by side, and each guy started to climb. Ziggler headbutted Miz off the ladder, and seemingly, you thought, okay, Miz just fell, Miz is out, Ziggler's going to win. But Miz jumped right back up, ran up the ladder, and Ziggler was kind of using both ladders. He was straddled, one leg on one ladder, one leg on the other, and as Miz climbed up, boom! Got him right in the groin, nut shot. Not once, but twice. Ziggler fell off the ladder, and then Miz climbed up and got the championship. Miz is still Intercontinental Champion. After the match, Miz cut a promo in the middle of the ring saying that, we're in Texas. And Texas, let's do what people in Texas do. We give out participation awards. Give a participation award to Dolph Ziggler because he lost. He then said that all the criticism from Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan saying that he didn't want The Miz to win, motivated him to come out victorious. So The Miz is yet again still your Intercontinental Champion. And the interesting thing, Daniel Bryan did say this will be the last time he is making Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz with the Intercontinental Championship on the line. So where does Dolph Ziggler go from here? I have no clue because, to be honest, what do you do with Ziggler? The last year, all he does is lose. Yeah, he got the Intercontinental Championship for a brief moment here in 2016, but other than that, nothing. See what you guys are saying in the chat. There's more about the main event. Some of you are talking about the women's title match. Let's see. Jay Allen said AJ busted his pants. LOL. IG88. AJ's pants. That was so funny. That happened early in the match. They had about a 30-minute match or so. And that happened like 5 minutes in. So, that's crazy. Bullet Club vs. Shield asked, do you think Dolph Ziggler will turn heel? I think he has to now. There's no way he doesn't. If they don't, then there's going to be a missed opportunity. Because Ziggler heel, it would work. Because he can say, I've been screwed this many times. And I've been put on the sidelines. And I've been beaten down. But not anymore. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to take what's mine. And Ziggler needs to go out there as a heel. And just have a I don't give a crap attitude. I don't care what people think. I don't care what people say. I don't care what people do. And just go out there and do him. I mean, his Twitter handle is Heel Ziggler. He used to be a heel. He was a pretty good heel. I know they can't team him back up with Vicky Guerrero or anything, but hey, they can figure something out. IG88. Oh, sorry. Real name Martin. I'm calling Martin. Says best match of the night. Oh, for sure the main event. Best match of the night for sure was AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. Dice Money says trade him to Raw for Luke and Carl. I don't think they're looking to trade those guys anytime soon for Monday Night Raw. I think they actually have a plan with the club on Raw. Well, Gallows and Anderson. Dylan says Alexa, the best women's wrestler. Now, I don't know if you could say best, because Becky's really good. Charlotte, is great. Sasha is great. But the whole, I think on SmackDown, as far as promos and facial expressions and all that, Alexa is best on SmackDown. Becky's a little better in the ring. Of course, Becky's had a longer time to, I guess, season her craft. So, see, MBT's asking, where's the Undertaker? I don't know. The rumor is that he's going to come back for Royal Rumble and face AJ, but at the same time, he may not be cleared to face AJ at the Royal Rumble. No, Laura says Becky Lynch will turn heel soon. I don't see it. I don't see that. As long as, I guess, Alexa's the champ, right now at least, Becky's not going to turn heel because Becky's going to challenge again. She's going to get her rematch, and they're probably going to keep this feud going. So they need the distinction of baby faces and heels on SmackDown anyways, because if you think about it, the baby faces for the women's division are Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi. The heels over there are Alexa, Natty, and Carmella. So it's even. And the only way I feel like you're going to be able to turn one of them is if you turn two of them or bring somebody else in to sort of even it out. Next up, we did have a chairs match between Baron Corbin and Kalisto. I feel like Kalisto really, really shined in this match. Kalisto really, how do I say, carried the match. I almost don't want to say it, but he kind of carried the match because Corbin was just there. Corbin was alright. Corbin didn't do anything wrong. But if you look at all the big spots, yeah, Corbin set up the chairs in the ring and stuff, and he hit his finisher on a chair to win the match at the end. But as far as the big stuff that happened in the match, it was all Kalisto. Kalisto really did well as far as, I guess, carrying Baron Corbin. I don't know how much more I can say on that, but thank you, Carmel Delight 86, for just subscribing. I want to say thank you, and I'll let you guys know again, if you want to donate to our channel here on YouTube, there is a link in the description. Any sort of donation would be very, very appreciated. But back to the action. We had, like I said, Baron Corbin versus Kalisto. It was a 12-13 minute match. I think it went a little long. They probably could have cut it at 10, but like I said, Baron Corbin did win after hitting an end of days to Kalisto on the chair. And then afterwards, on Talking Smack, he went on there and he demanded to Daniel Bryan that, I should be in the main event. I should be one of the top guys on SmackDown. And Daniel Bryan said, okay, maybe. But at the same time, all you did was beat Kalisto. It's not like you beat a big name guy here on SmackDown. So what do you guys think? Do you think they should throw Baron Corbin into the main event picture now? Or maybe put him at the IC title level, which is where I think he should be. Challenge for that maybe in the next couple of months. And then go on from there. Because he still has a lot to do, to learn. And he's got to get better on the mic. And I had a lot of people tell me last night that his segment on Talking Smack really fell flat. And you can tell that he needs more work on his promos. So, but let's see. Dylan says Baron Corbin was carried by Kalisto. Yeah, he was carried by Kalisto. Martin says he got to leave the stream. All right, have a good day. Thanks for joining us. But next up, we had the Women's Championship match. Alexa Bliss challenging Becky Lynch for the championship, and we all know what happened there. 15-minute match that felt like it went on for days. This match was so bad, and I can't even say that it was Becky or Alexa's fault. It's pretty much a tables match. Unless you're like top guy who knows how to put on a 100% great match. Like, I feel like tables match, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose probably would have been a better match, but at the same time, Here's the issue. The layout of the match went as followed. Do a move, set up a table. Do a move, set up another table. Do a move, tease someone going through a table. Do a move, try to put them through a table, be unsuccessful. Do a move. Oh, Supreme Briber 3345. Thanks for the subscription. And you know, it was just it was too predictable. You knew they were gonna move table, and then finally it ends. Like, and they couldn't do a lot of other things in this match as far as using more weapons or different kinds of spots because they were already done in other matches. They couldn't use chairs that much because we had a chairs match. They couldn't use ladders or anything because we had a ladder and a TLC match. So it's like they were, in my opinion, restricted, and that's why the match really just it felt like it dragged on for way too long. But in the end, we did see Alexa Bliss on the outside of the ring power bomb Becky Lynch through the table to become your new WWE SmackDown Live Women's Champion. A lot of people are very happy that Alexa got the title, and I feel like, yeah, I said this earlier, it's Alexa's time. Put the title on somebody else and see how they can do, how they can shine. Dice Money says Corbin has a lot of potential. He does have potential, but at the same time, he's got potential. He just needs to really get better. That's all you can say. I think he can, and I have a feeling he probably will, but it's going to be a little while. All right. No, Laura says congratulations to Alexa Bliss. Supreme Briber 3345 says TLC was a great pay-per-view. It was. Well, I don't know if I could say great. I almost want to say great because the ladder match and the TLC match. But at the same time, it's like I said, the women's match, it was just there. The tag title match, it was quick and painful. Not really painful. Actually, it was quick and non-painful because of how quick it actually was. The chairs match showed that Corbin still has room to grow, and Kalisto is actually above Corbin. But, anyways, TLC, main event, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Both guys started very strong. There was mixed reactions for both. Half the crowd was chanting for Dean. Half the crowd was chanting for AJ until finally they all just said, screw it, we're going to chant for AJ Styles. There was a Undertaker chant in the middle of this match as well. Like I stated earlier, about 5 minutes into this 30-minute match, AJ Styles did rip his pants literally right at his butthole. I don't know if I should have said that, but it's what happened. Right on the crack of his butt. So he had a little cool breeze coming up his rear end the entire match. But it was a lot of high spots, and if I could say one thing about this match as a negative, is the selling. Some of the spots they should have sold longer. Some of the spots they should have, I guess, like when the 450. When AJ Styles did the springboard 450 from the ring to the outside through a table on Dean Ambrose, I thought they were going to sell a little longer, but they jumped up pretty quickly. Yeah, some people also said that about the ladder announce table spot, but because of where that spot was leading up to and it wasn't the finish, that one makes a little bit of sense. But let's run this down. Some of the highlights of this match were Ambrose superplexing Styles on top of a bunch of chairs while Styles took a crazy flip bump. Not superplex, suplex, sorry. AJ was going to suplex Dean. Dean blocked it once, Dean blocked it twice, and he picked up AJ for a suplex. AJ then flipped his own body and landed back first on a set of chairs. That was pretty amazing of AJ Styles. Again, phenomenal. Ambrose then put AJ Styles on the announce table, put a Ladder on the announce table next to that, climbed up the ladder and hit an elbow drop. That was amazing. I've seen it in slow motion. It was even better in slow motion. I'm going to try and find the clip and post it for you guys later on our social media, but it was pretty badass in slow motion. Let's see. They fought a lot back and forth on the ladders with the tables. They used everything they could to their disposal. Ambrose was outside the ring. Styles followed him up with hitting a moonsault reverse DDT. Now this is a AJ Styles spot we used to see a lot in TNA, where he would run the ropes, springboard off the ropes, do a moonsault, land in a reverse DDT, and then hit it. But I've never seen him do it to the outside like he did here, and I don't think I've seen him do that at all since coming to the WWE, but it was a spot we used to see a lot in TNA. Like I said, we had the table spot where AJ did a crazy, and I mean crazy, 450 from the ring to the outside through a table on Dean Ambrose, and I jumped out of my chair. I was sitting on my couch, and I was like, all right, this is a good match. This is a good match. This is a holy crap, and I jumped up and was just like, dang. That move was sick. Styles then began climbing the ladder in the ring, and out comes James Ellsworth wearing that neck brace. He's all slow, hobbling down like he's all banged up still from AJ Styles doing the Styles Clash off the steel steps on Tuesday. Styles immediately got off the ladder, out of the ring, and attacked James Ellsworth. Dante King, thanks you for the subscription. He then looked like he was going to do another Styles Clash from the steel steps before Dean Ambrose finally got up and hit the Dirty Deeds on AJ Styles on the steps. Ambrose then went into the ring, and you think, oh man, Dean Ambrose is going to win this. Dean's going to be the new champ. Here we go again. And as he's climbing up there, he's at the top. He's like a fingertip away from from grabbing the championship. He's right there. He looks over at the crowd like, do you want me to grab it? Of course! Don't look at the crowd. Just grab the damn title, Dean. And next thing you know, ladder starts to tip. Camera pans down, and who's pushing that ladder? Oh, Shins McMahon, James Ellsworth. Dean Ambrose goes from the ring on top of this ladder, crashes to the outside on a pile of tables, and Dean was done. AJ Styles then got up, climbed in the ring, climbed up the ladder, grabbed the championship, and was dumbfounded. He literally looked at the title like, what the hell just happened? Looked over at James Ellsworth, looked at the crowd, and was like, I'm still the champ. So, best match of the night, probably one of the better matches in a while in the WWE. So, kill up. I hope I say your name right. Herndon Solid. Why'd he even come out if he wanted AJ to win? He wanted to make sure AJ won. He said on Talking Smack, James Ellsworth, that he talked to Shane McMahon backstage, and he's getting a championship match this Tuesday night. He said that he's beat AJ Styles 3 times, so he wanted to have his championship match against AJ Styles because he's essentially beat him 3 times. He thinks he can beat him again. Daniel Bryan said, well, what about Dean? Dean's going to be mad at you. Dean's going to be upset that you screwed him out of the championship tonight. And he said, it's going to be water under the bridge. It's going to be fine. Dean and I are going to be buddies, and I'll give him the first championship match once I win the title. No one thinks damn James Ellsworth is winning this championship. Nobody whatsoever at all thinks James Ellsworth even has a chance. And Daniel Bryan told him that. He goes, you don't have a chance. You've beaten AJ Styles 3 times, and that's with help from Dean Ambrose. With Ambrose now being mad at James Ellsworth, Ambrose ain't going to help James Ellsworth. I wouldn't be surprised if Ambrose came out Tuesday and screwed James Ellsworth, and AJ Styles goes on to defend his championship against whoever. And the second main feud on SmackDown be Dean Ambrose and James Ellsworth. I can see it happening. I can see it. Let's see what you guys talk about in the chat. MBT says, I'm actually so happy that Ellsworth turned on Ambrose. Now, I don't know if this is I got asked this a couple times last night. Does this mean James Ellsworth is a heel? You almost can't say that because of the way the Talking Smack interview went. He said that he did what he did because he's beaten AJ and he thinks he can beat AJ again. And it's almost like I did it because I don't think I can beat Dean. I did it because I wanted to face somebody that I've beaten already. So in a way, you can say it was a heel turn for James Ellsworth, but at the same time, it almost wasn't a heel turn for James Ellsworth. It was just a guy going out there doing what he thought he had to do to get his best opportunity at becoming the new WWE World Champion. No Laura says Dean Ambrose will destroy James Ellsworth. Delete, delete, delete. All right, let's see what else you guys are saying in the chat. Some Amari Sadie is asking, is SmackDown Live better than Raw? At times it is. I feel like there are times when Raw has some good matches, like this past week. This last week's Raw was probably better, and it has to do with the fact of that women's title match we had. But SmackDown's still right there. Like, even if you look at the ratings for SmackDown are not that, I guess, far off from Monday Night Raw. And it's only because when you think of WWE and you think of weekly television, your first thought is Monday Night Raw. It's the institution. It's the thing we've known since 1993. So it's just a fact of that. It's people are set in their ways. You're gonna always watch Monday Night Raw if you're a fan, if you like watching WWE, and then SmackDown's there and it's growing its audience. So we're gonna have to wait and see because I think eventually SmackDown may do better ratings. But like I said, it's the fact that everybody knows Monday Night Raw. Everybody's used to Monday Night Raw at its time slot. It's the thing you remember and know, and you don't have to be like, oh wait, SmackDown, because not only did is SmackDown the second show, they just moved the nights within the last couple of months, and it's Raw's what we know, and that's why Raw gets the better ratings. Zishua just subscribed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See what you guys are saying in the chat here. Any Royal Rumble 2017 predictions? Well, as far as surprise entrance, I'm hearing possibly Shelton Benjamin. Some people are saying Finn Balor. Now, I don't know if that's true. Finn did say he was on the Sam Roberts podcast this weekend and did say that he's on schedule to come back before WrestleMania. Like, well before WrestleMania. So, it's going to be interesting to see if he can come back for the Rumble or not. Because I've heard if he can, he may win. MBT says, I don't really care if he's heel or face. I just want AJ to stay WWE champ for another 3 years. I don't think he's going to be champion for 3 years straight because eventually he's going to lose the title to John Cena, probably WrestleMania 33. So, Kilpo says no. If Balor's back, I think he'll win. A lot of people think that, and it's almost an obvious choice as far as who should win the Royal Rumble this year. He would be a surprise return, just like Edge back in, 2010? Just like Cena back in 2008. You have these guys come back from injury. So, imagine Kurt Angle comes back at the Royal Rumble. Nope. From everything I've heard and talked to people about and been told, the only way Kurt's coming back is if he's the cover guy or the special download guy for next year's WWE 2K18 game. As of right now, Vince and Triple H have no interest in bringing Kurt in, so I think it's going to have to be a thing where 2K sets it up, just like we've seen with Sting, the Ultimate Warrior, and now Goldberg. Supreme Briber says, I really hope SmackDown Live doesn't do a hot potato with the Women's Championship. I don't think they are. From everything I've heard, they want to see where Alexa can go with the Women's Championship. They want to see if she can shine with the title. And I think she's going to hold it for a couple months. And I don't think it's going to be this back and forth like we see on Raw. Dice Money says, hey here, a quick question. What's your question, Dice Money? says Goldberg will be eliminated by Lesnar. I could see it. But alright guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. Be back in like 45 seconds. I'm gonna play a quick ad here, and I will be right back. Alright, sorry about that. We're back. So let's see what you guys are saying. Dice Money, your question: do you think AJ can beat CM Punk CM Punk's record of holding the championship? Yes and no. Sorry, some people saw the ad, some people didn't. I don't know exactly how that works. I was still learning this live streaming thing, Dylan. Sorry about that. As far as AJ beating CM Punk's record as the longest reigning champion, there's two things that's gonna happen. Now, you have CM Punk held the title for 400 and something days. AJ Styles is a champ now. The plan is for AJ to drop the championship to John Cena, and John Cena get his record-tying 16th championship. Now, as far as when AJ gets it back, can he break the record? Yes, but we don't know when and how long John Cena is going to hold that championship for. And the other factor, Cena doesn't have too many years left. They want Cena to break Ric Flair's 16 championship record. So in turn, AJ loses the title to Cena at WrestleMania. AJ, or somebody else, not even AJ, gets the title back, or takes the title from Cena. Then Cena can get championship again for number 17 before he's finally done with the company as a full-timer. Supreme Briber asked, who is next to face Kalisto or Baron Corbin? That's a good question. I say put Kalisto over there in the Cruiserweight division. But at the same time, he doesn't have to be in the Cruiserweight division because he shined so well last night in that Tears match that he could be a factor on SmackDown against anybody. So you have to look at the heels on SmackDown. Who are the heels that he can feud with? There's not really many. Kurt Hawkins? Maybe? Do something with those two because you haven't done anything with Kurt anyways, so... Baron Corbin, though, I think maybe he can move up to like mid-card, intercontinental level, feud with Apollo Crews, and then go from there. Maybe take the title from The Miz. I know people don't like heel versus heel matches and stuff, especially with the title on the line, but maybe you give Baron Corbin the IC title. Maybe just a little, see where he can go. Maybe not now. Maybe Mania time, but we'll have to see. With the depth on SmackDown not really being there, and the I guess factor of big names not really being there on SmackDown, it's hard to gauge. Bullet Club vs. Shield. Do you see Ty Dillinger facing The Miz for the IC title? Maybe not right away, but I could see that happening somewhere down the line. Ty Dillinger needs to... Here's my prediction right now. Royal Rumble. You got number 9 in the ring. You start counting down number 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 10, 10, 10, 10. And then number 10 comes out, and it's Ty Dillinger. That would be the perfect way to have Ty Dillinger debut on the main roster. Number 10 in the 2017 Royal Rumble. I mean, look at it. on Raw, on SmackDown, on every NXT, the crowd is chanting 10, 10, 10. At the ROH show this past Friday night, the crowd was chanting 10 every time the referee was counting in the ring. So that 10 stuff by Ty Dillinger is over with way more people than you think. Let's see. Favorite Eddie Guerrero moment. Oh, there's so many. Favorite. I mean, of course, when he won the championship in San Francisco against Brock Lesnar. You're never going to forget him with California flag, his family there. He's all sprawled out in the crowd. You can never forget that moment. But favorite Eddie Guerrero moment. Oh, man. The match, I don't know if I can say one moment. One of my favorite Eddie matches is probably the ladder match he had with Ray at SummerSlam. So, Dylan says, TLC, you just made the list. MBT, I agree, but what did you guys think? Do you have any questions? You know, is there anything pro wrestling related you guys have been thinking and wanting to know about? Maybe I can answer some of your questions. Keep this going for another 10 minutes or so here in the stream. Remember, if you want to help us out, link in the description to donate to our channel. We also have a TeePublic store where you can get your very own Pro Wrestling Unlimited T-shirt. MBT says they need to put Ty on SmackDown so he won't get ruined. I feel like he will be on SmackDown from things that I've heard. Him and Nakamura are both penciled in for SmackDown. Supreme Briber says, do you see Goldberg facing John Cena or AJ Styles in the Royal Rumble? AJ won't be in the Rumble because he's going to be the champion. Now, coming face-to-face with John Cena, we don't know if Cena's going to be in the Rumble or not. We don't know Cena's status for the Royal Rumble as of this last week, I think it is. He may not be coming to the Royal Rumble. I mean, there's a good chance. I don't know when his new movie's supposed to start filming, but Dice Money says, imagine Bobby Roode came out at the Royal Rumble. It would be glorious. It would, but I don't see it. Night before, he's actually challenging for the championship at NXT TakeOver San Antonio. No, Laura. WrestleMania 22, Eddie Guerrero versus Shawn Michaels. WrestleMania 22. Eddie versus Shawn. Hold on. I don't think that was the match at WrestleMania 22. I could be wrong. Let me look it up. WrestleMania 22. Match card. Yeah, WrestleMania 22 was Shawn Michaels versus Vince McMahon in a no-holds-barred match. So I didn't think. No, Laura, I didn't think that match happened. Yeah, Philpo said it too. WrestleMania 22 was Shawn Vince. What was I thought? Looked it up. Yeah. Dylan says you're the best news of WWE. Thank you so much, Dylan. I really appreciate that. I just try to do the best I can. I know there's been some hiccups in the road like last night, but hey, I'm just doing everything I can. MBT says, hashtag Team PWU. But, alright. Let's see, you guys got any other questions for me? Wrestling related, non-wrestling related? Hey. Kilpo says, you think Cena versus Taker is scrapped for Mania? As of last week, Vince McMahon wanted Cena versus Taker at WrestleMania 33. But with John Cena taking so many new outside roles and gigs and jobs, he went to creative and said, start thinking of some other things we can do with The Undertaker just in case. Supreme Briber says, is there an update on Samoa Joe and the main roster? I am putting out a video on this later, but I'll say it here. Joe is expected to come to the main roster anytime between now and right after Royal Rumble. Dice Money says, I don't remember that. You don't remember what? The Shawn Michaels Vince match from WrestleMania 22? Or is it something else you don't remember? Let's see, what else do you guys talking about here. Kilpo says, I could see Angle coaching American Alpha and helping them get even bigger, but I don't think it's necessary. It really isn't. And to be honest, they've actually kind of ruined American Alpha since them coming to the main roster. They don't do a lot of the big stuff they did in NXT, and the crowd's not really even behind them that much if you really listen. You know, Chad Gable, he's always like the guy thrown into matches to get beat up, and it wasn't like that in NXT. And I don't understand why they're doing so much different with them now on the main roster. So, but all right, guys, I think that's gonna do it for our live stream here. Remember to comment in the comments, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and there's gonna be a couple more videos up today. I got some stuff on Samoa Joe. I've got some stuff coming your guys' way on. Let's see, give you a little spoiler on what I got coming later. I got stuff on Joe. I got stuff on Goldberg. So, Goldberg. Everybody loves themselves some Goldberg, but seeing the last couple questions here. Supreme Briber says, what trades do you see between SmackDown and Raw in the near future? As of right now, there aren't going to be any trades, but they should do some trades. It would make things interesting. I thought they were going to do more with the whole trading and switching brands thing when they did it with Jack Swagger, and they haven't. So we're going to have to wait and see the whole dynamic about that, because Swagger's contract came up, and he didn't resign with Raw, he signed with SmackDown, and they could do a lot with that, but it's going to be it for us today. Our next live stream will be after Roadblock End of the Line. But you guys can always chat with me on Facebook, on Twitter, send me a DM, send me a private message on our Facebook page, on our Twitter page, on our Instagram. I'm always around. I can always chat and answer your questions, and whatever you guys want to know, I'll find out and I'll let you know. But thanks for joining us here today. Have a great day. Have a great Christmas. Have a great New Year's, and we'll see you again live after Roadblock.